As the Senate concluded their agenda for today, newly elected opposition Senator Valerie Woods took the opportunity to bring forth an issue of national concern. Senator Woods addressed her colleagues, appealing for the internationalization of the incursions taking place by the Guatemalans in the Chiquibul area and the Sarstoon.
I rise to make a statement on a matter of public importance. As a new senator to these chambers, obviously I took some time to acquaint myself with the standing orders and the functions and powers of the Senate. And one of those functions and powers clearly states in the Constitution, Mr. President, the matter of the territorial dispute with Guatemala. On the heels of recent incursions in the Sarstoon and Chiquibul, therefore it behooves me, before we adjourn, to ensure that some statement be made in the matter of public importance. There should be no doubt that Belize has sovereignty over the Sarstoon Island. And while the actions of the Belize territorial volunteers may not be supported by the government or by many, their efforts to vigorously raise public awareness to what is an alarming situation on the ground should be recognized. Indeed, with all the legislations, the motions, and the bills that this honorable chamber must discuss, it really is not worth the paper they're written on if we cannot affirm our sovereignty at all times and vigorously sustain a campaign that denounces locally and internationally the incursions in the Sarstoon and the Chiquibul as they occur regularly. It is not an easy situation. Indeed, it's complex, it is sensitive, but it is very serious. I encourage all members of the Senate, indeed all Belizeans, to get fully and more acquainted with the details and the facts of this issue. Perhaps it is indeed time for a rising chorus to build an effort for an internationalization of this issue. Let's face it, no less was done for the road to independence. And Mr. President, the very result of that internationalization affords us the opportunity to be here today, to sit in the Senate, and to contribute to our country's development. It is a complex issue, but it is one that all national entities of Belize should grapple with, but not as a partisan issue. It's a one people issue. For the facts and the details, I urge all Belizeans and the Senate, perhaps as a starting point, to look at the most recent published article by the former Foreign Affairs Minister, Asad Shoman, entitled The Guatemalan Odyssey. Serialized in the Amandala newspaper, Mr. President, it chronicles the history, the treaty, and the facts, but in a non-partisan manner. And if you allow me to quote the former Foreign Affairs Minister, Asad Shoman, for somebody looking from the outside in, it must seem strange for Belizeans and so many organizations of Belize to appear so complacent on a matter that's pressing and a real matter that's in their face, pressing and urgent. So I rise to lend my voice and to that of my colleagues on this side for the call of a vigorous, sustained internationalization campaign on the incursions in the Chiquibul, the incursions on the Sarstoon, and any other violation of our sovereignty by Guatemala.
Today's sitting of the Senate concluded at around 11 o'clock this morning.